I missed this one.
What you miss? We live.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
What up, DMV?
Hey. Hey.
JB, what's the name of the podcast?
It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing.
Hey.
Y'all heard JB. He says a pod named Kickback. Goddamn it! Welcome back to another excellent week. Hey, y'all, people out there watching and listening. Go listen to the audio from last week. That 23 new episode was a classic, and everybody watching, nobody listened to it on Apple Music. I'm gonna check y'all phones. Y'all better go listen to last week's episode. But anyway, moving on to this week. I am no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Each and every week, we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people, and my tribe is Nigerian evil. Because I did my 23andMe. Hey, Brittany, how you doing over there?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
And it's shining, you know.
I see.
Natural lighting, you know.
Oh yeah, we do got some sunlight because it's not as dark anymore.
It's daylight savings tonight, isn't it?
Yep. Well, shit.
Last night.
Spring forward.
Did that?
It was last night?
Yeah, in the middle of the night. It went from like 1:59 to 3 a.m.
That
explains a lot.
Happened.
She's like, damn, we've been doing this.
No. That's right. It happens in the morning of Sunday, not like Sunday night. You're right. That did already happen.
She looks so lost.
That did happen. Anyway.
All right, checking our clocks. Like, is my clock right? That's it.
It's daylight savings.
She thinks she's about to get another hour.
I knew it was Sunday. I just didn't know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have your hour, ma'am. You have it right now. But introduce yourself.
I lost it.
Damn, yeah.
Lost one.
Yeah, we lost one. We lost one. Anyway, introduce yourself, Brittany.
I'm Brittany Sade, the corporate Black girl.
Good job.
Yeah.
Randy, what up?
It is. Hey, it's your man, Randy T. Man Up Monday all day, where you always find me.
Yes, sir. Man, we do have what I think is a very interesting show. I hope this does not divulge into a damn gender war conversation because I don't want to do that. But I do want to address some things that I've been seeing. But before we do that, I want to see how my team is and see how everybody's feeling, how everybody's week was, how everybody's mental health is going.
Now, high, low. Who wants to go first?
All right, high, low of the week. Who wants to go first? Brittany, with that smile.
I'll go first because I really don't have any lows this week. Not any specific highs either. This week was pretty good. I mean, very busy and productive, but I just genuinely have no complaints. Like, life is great.
Oh, man, I like it. Randy T?
Hey, I personally, I'll tell you, and I know we not want to get into this, but I'm on the diversity committee on my team at my job, and the article that I wrote on John Lewis got me qualified as one of the articles of the month for Black History.
Okay,
so that was a big win, and Then hey, look, and then what I was promoting was the John Lewis Act, which I'm still. Remember, I was just talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and at the State of the Union address, he said it. He brought it up, passed the bill. So that for me, that was 2 wins for me on this week.
Okay, good. Let me think. Oh, I tell you my win. Oh man, let me set my cup down. So, Lord have mercy, let me tell you.
Gotta put the cup down.
So basically, I've been planning on this trip to go to Costa Rica this summer. I won the trip through excellence and achievement at my agency, so I felt really, really good about it, and I've been looking forward to going. And Randy, I doubt you'll ever do this, but Brittany, you're probably going to get married. You're probably going to change your name. That is a fucking headache when renewing a passport, when getting a new passport, the whole process. I had to get a new social because my social actually was damaged. I had to get a new birth certificate because my birth certificate had my old name on it. And all of this held up me getting my passport, which is due on the 16th. And I don't even have my birth certificate back yet because the guy at the birth certificate office just didn't do anything. He's had my information for like a month and just didn't do it. So I've been calling and complaining, trying to email people. And then when they finally got responded to me, another guy, he fixed it the next day. So it could have been fixed a month ago.
Yeah.
Wait, so is this a high or a low? Like, well, you doing both? Like, you lost me.
It's getting low.
And then, so I talked to corporate office, and they were like, "Okay, so everything. Oh man, that sucks. They're just getting back to you. This. You're gonna be fine. It's in transit. You're good. You're not gonna miss the trip. Don't worry. Sit down and relax. Your ass is gonna be in Costa Rica." And I'm like, "Oh shit." Okay. It's a high. It was a low, but it's a high. So now I'm now I'm smiling. Now I'm smiling because I haven't been out the country since I was a teenager. Now I went to Europe, Ireland, Dublin, Canada, Bahamas now. Bahamas is out the country, right? Bahamas technically is out the country.
Yeah, but people usually cruise, so you don't have to have.
You don't have a passport.
Yeah, I flew, but I haven't gone anywhere outside the country 20-something years. I was going to Costa Rica, and it's a goddamn 5-diamond resort. I don't even know the fucking 5-diamond. I'm like, 5-diamond? I thought you get stars. So it's not stars, it's diamonds, and it's 5. Sign me up. So I feel real good about that. Now this is something that I can't say I feel particularly good about, but I think we do need to discuss it because everybody has been discussing it.
My left stroke just went viral.
39-year-old model Draya Michelle has recently announced that she is pregnant by 22-year-old NBA basketball player Jalen Green. We saw her. We've seen the stories of like Brittany Renner made the joke, "I'm coming, to the college campuses, hide your kids." And so people have been looking at behavior that they would call predatory. And one thing Brittany actually did was she spoke to a football team, Coach Prime's team, and told them what to look out for and how to watch out for, gold diggers and getting trapped, which I applaud Brittany. People don't like Brittany Renner. I like Brittany. But she warned us of this. And I can't help but feel like we're seeing it. Age doesn't always mean everything. You can be, there can be an age difference. I respect it in most cases. But when you're a 39-year-old woman with a 22-year-old son and now you're dating a 22-year-old kid, that does seem predatory to me. That does seem like you got one. You got that baby. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it could be true love. I don't know how you have true love with a 22-year-old. I wouldn't take them serious. I don't even know. I don't think I could fuck a 22-year-old woman. I don't even think I could do it.
Yeah, you could. But
22? Now, I ain't gonna lie. Salima, the young lady that I'm about to sign up for her OnlyFans, I think she's only 24, 25. But
sign up.
She's
is announced this subscription.
Get my money. I'm telling you, once I hit my next bonus, I'm signing up. That's the only thing holding me back. I said, I'm not gonna sign up. But this is my reward when I break my next sales record. I'm signing up for that shit. They judge me. Shorty is, man, look, don't make me so you hurt. Y'all know who Selima is?
No, but we talking about something else. Don't go into that. Brittany, you see, Brittany is unimpressed. Look at her face.
All right, Brittany. As the lady of the pod, what are your thoughts on this? Is it a big deal, no deal, or what?
I mean, I know a lot of people are like, well, if it was a guy that was 39 and the woman was 22, you know, how would y'all feel? And I feel like it's all the same. I think that we just grew up with our grandparents and great grandparents having such a such an age gap, if you will, that we've kind of accepted it for men and for women, right? You know, anytime you're yeah. So I'll just say that I personally just don't see romantically how anyone 39 years old can have any type of connection intellectually with someone of that age. So, you know, maybe sexually, of course, but if you're talking about having an actual relationship with somebody, I don't see the connection in any capacity. But I mean, she did do an interview where she said she would just like to have a kid. And she did express that having a relationship with the father was not as important as her having just a good co-parenting relationship. So I say that to say that maybe this is one of those situations where they just agreed that they get along well enough to just have a child together. Again, you know, to have such an age gap and to feel comfortable laying down with somebody your son's age, personally, not for me. I know for a fact that I can't talk to anybody my sister's age. My sister is a child to me. But, you know, I will say to each is their own, but I'm just trying to figure out chemically, like what could allow somebody to be connected to somebody in that capacity. I couldn't do it.
Me neither. Randy, I want to respond to what Brittany said, but Randy, let's get your thoughts because I'm curious to see what you're gonna say, cuz.
I agree with Brittany with the first part about if it had it, and I think a lot of other sentiments had the situation be reversed, like, bro, he be in court right now. You know what I mean? He be in court right now. He be like Diddy dodging bullets, right? But if we talk about like what the attraction could possibly be, I see it like and I look, you know, me personally going through therapy, you know, we went through something that's called the inner child work. And so if I think about what would make a 39-year-old be attracted to a 22-year-old, it will make me think that it's something inside of her. You know what I mean? That it's the little girl in her, the 22-year-old in her that's still attracted to this 22-year-old kid. So she not seeing it as like, this is the kid that's in my son's age. You know, she'll be looking at it from the perspective that the 22-year-old me connect with the 22-year-old him. And it seemed like she tried to distance herself to it, to seem like it wasn't all that romantically when she on the, you know, coming back on the, you know, that she is more important to have the co-parenting than the romantic part. But I'd say at a 22-year-old, I say it for him at 22, man, I ain't know what love was. I can't see like how he like is in it like that, you know, himself. But, you know, 22-year-olds as men, that's what we do. You know, if y'all 39, however, we always attracted to an older woman. Right, most of us young men at that age, like that's a validating thing to do. You know what I mean? That you hit somebody, a 39-year-old, you know what I mean, a grown woman, right? That,
yeah,
you know, make
and
it feel
somebody
like
that's been a model. You know, somebody that's been a model. The Draya is beautiful. Draya has been beautiful in on my Instagram since Instagram started.
She is gorgeous.
Sure she was on his wall. I'm sure she was on his, he was scrolling through his pictures like, God damn, when I get to the NBA, I'm gonna get her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, Draya is the girl that all the eighth, you know, he was how old? You know, she is the girl that everybody wanted to have relations with. Yeah. So her being attractive, I mean, that's, you know, duh. But
that's like,
does that necessarily make it right? Like,
absolutely not.
I don't attractive all day. And I get what Randy's saying about the 22-year-old in her, but there's also this inner child thing. But watch Bring It On. You know what I'm saying? If you need to speak to your inner child or do something to fulfill your inner child, do something other than that. But that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people will have, they'll try to make excuses for it, but I personally, that should be a child in your eyes. So and you are a grown woman or man, I don't care which side we're on. How you couldn't do 35, that still speaks to a child. You know what I'm saying? Like a 35.
That don't put her in the cooler. That don't make her.
And we're also leaving out the most. What I think the most important part is this is a young millionaire, young NBA player who grew up probably admiring her. So it's like the grooming process. It's like people say people looked up to Diddy, so they let Diddy do whatever he wanted to him in the studio. He looked up to that girl. He grew up worshiping that girl. Shit, I worship the damn girl. You know what I'm saying? So when she come up to you and offer you some ass, who ain't gonna take it? I remember she was on Kevin Hart TV show, was playing herself, and she said, "Kevin, do you want me to kiss you like I kiss a man, or you want me to kiss you like I kiss a woman?" That was the sexiest shit I heard. I remember the line to this day. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I look at it like she took advantage of him. You know what I'm saying? And now she's pregnant by this, and Jalen Green gonna get the next contract. He's gonna be $100 million richer in 12 months. And she knew. Right. So I don't even see this as, they love each other, or she's the 22-year-old and her sees that. She see that checkbook, my nigga.
She secured the bag.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, secure the bag, right? That's a whole different conversation. Like, if we were just strictly talking about why she had a baby or her securing the bag, I would have a completely different outlook on that. But we're talking about age gap. There are plenty of men in that league that would go for Draya, and who would have you understand?
But they probably wouldn't get her pregnant though.
Well, they ain't giving her a baby.
Only them young dudes gonna do that.
Yeah, they ain't giving her a baby.
To answer Clarissa's question, yes, if it was a man, because I've been saying vice versa, I absolutely would have the same outlook if it was a man to woman. So
I agree, and I don't think that it's necessary. I'm not a person that's totally against age gaps, but that age, 22 and 39, that is a lot.
Hey, but look at
a woman,
Jason
13
Mimosa,
years younger than me, and but it wasn't 22 to 39. That's a lot, man. Mentally, being who you are at 39 and who you are at 22. Now, if you're 40 and 55, that's a little bit different. I see we have a special guest. Randy, finish your point while I bring our guest on.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I was thinking about Jason Momoa and Lisa and his wife are like 20. I know they was something like 12, 15 years apart.
What's going on over there?
Did we just get the romper room?
I don't know what just happened.
Hey. But so the age, Jason Momoa and remember he married Lisa Bonet, and they was a 12-year age difference, right? So I mean, if we look at it that way, it's much older, but so I kind of see where he grew up seeing her, because Jason Momoa said that Lisa Bonet, he used to watch her on TV, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then he ended up meeting her and married her, but she was way 12 years older than him, right? So, I mean, I think age difference things are interesting nowadays. That I think that men I think they're a lot more mature, right? And I think he has a lot of good advisors around him that's gonna help him, navigate through this. But if he wasn't 22, she wouldn't have got a baby out of this. That's why I want to leave it at that. You know what I mean? But that 22-year-old brain was like, look, this is the girl of my dreams. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so she can he want a baby by that, for real. You know what I mean? If you think, I just think especially if us men in Brittany, you think about when you was young to your childhood star or whatever, like you could see yourself having that baby, right?
No.
Nobody. Never.
Not for me personally.
Idris.
Now, you know,
Idris, nobody.
no. I would say the closest to a celebrity crush that I've ever had was like Paul Walker and Michael B. Jordan. And even then, I didn't really grow up like
I want to have your baby.
Yeah. I've never been a crazed fan like that.
Right.
But either
Me neither.
Huh?
Me neither.
Man, stop.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, to each is their own, but I just feel like I said, man or woman, it wouldn't be me.
As a kid.
Yeah, it's not okay. It's not okay. And Draya is she's not a pedophile, but she's something. She's a groomer. And it's not okay. It's not. Like it's trash. I see this move a mile away. I don't like it. It's not good. It's not cool. That is a young man. That's damn near a kid. And there's no way she should be having a child by a damn kid.
Like think about
find you somebody your own age.
Just think about yourself at 22 years old versus yourself at your age now.
I grew up a play. I wouldn't get no old bitch pregnant.
No, what I'm saying is think about your mindset.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
Right. That's what I was saying. At 22 years old.
I think at 22, I was, I had already changed my name. I was trying to say the black race. I was rapping. I was mature, and I think I was emotionally mature. But I wasn't ready for a 39-year-old.
Right. You were mature for a 22-year-old, but 22 mature male is very different than 39 mature woman.
Talk to him.
So, you know, anyway, like that's just how I feel. I'm not going to judge anybody, but personally, that's not my jam.
Hey,
you see this shit? You see this shit?
She secured the bag. Leave it there.
She secured another bag, and she's really smart because if you think about it, she's 39, right? Plus 18, that'll make her 57. If she is actually saving for retirement and like has her finances set up, she will, after, you know, child support or whatever their agreement is when that child turns 18, then she'll be ready to kind of tap into her retirement because she'll be able to do so at 59 and a half as it lands right now if nothing has changed. So, I mean, securing the bag wise, I'm not against that. That is not what I'm speaking against.
Right.
I'm speaking against that because
by any means necessary.
No, not necessarily by any means necessary, but let's just be very, very clear here. The black race is the only race that comes down on women for requiring financial stability in a man, regardless.
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's an accurate depiction of what we're about to discuss. But I'm gonna hold it because we're about to discuss it right now. But I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's accurate at all. I think that is.
Race argues about the man.
What other race? What other race of women speak out about my man has to send me a certain amount of money for lunch? The reason nobody talks about it is only black women are bringing it up. White women ain't talking about that stupid shit. White women ain't going, he sent me $30 for lunch. So I
want to know why?
I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want to know why. I know why. Because
they ain't spending only $30. That's why they ain't got to argue about it.
No, because a white girl will go down to Chipotle and get her a nice little burrito bowl and for $30. I wish I would send a woman $30 for lunch and she send it back to me like it's not enough. You at work, where are you going that you need the girls in the video say, well, let me preface this. There's a video going around with a few women talking. In the video, they're discussing one of them boyfriends sent them 30, or maybe not quite boyfriend, a dude she's dating sent her $30 for lunch. She sent it back and broke up with him because how dare he do that? She said $30 would have needed to have been the tip for the restaurant she would have wanted to go to. In the same clip, she says, now, I'll go across the street to Chipotle, give me a little something for $10 and hook it up. So why can't you do that when your boyfriend sent you 30? Why are you having $150 lunches at work? Now, if my girl says she's going on with the girls, she needs some money, or even if she don't say she need it, and I think she needs some money because she's going out, you might send a couple hundred at that point. But if you're at work and you have a 30 to 45-minute lunch break, why am I sending you $200 for lunch? That's dumb. Where are you going? My lunch, I usually eat at my desk. I don't have enough time in my day to go sit down in a restaurant, order $100 lunch during my work day. So I got a couple issues. One is, where the hell are you going during lunch? And why your boss let you get such a long lunch break? Two, why couldn't you just go to Chipotle or you can have some juicy crab legs if you want it for $30. How is $30 an insult? And
no,
thirdly, it ain't about lunch. If that man sent you $30 and you couldn't appreciate that and have a $30 meal for that day, and you break up with him, that says more about you than it says about him.
Okay, so I'll take the last sentence and elaborate from there, because I can agree with the last statement, right? If I just started talking to a man and he just sends me $30, he hasn't really gotten to know me, my taste, my palate, how me and my homegirls do on a day-to-day, I would take it and be very appreciative. Now, with you saying who gets a long enough lunch break, I do. You know what I'm saying? And who can spend more than $30 on lunch? I can, by myself. So I just want to preface that there. Again, it depends on the woman. And it really means that you have to know the person you're dating. Again, someone I just met just off the whim, like, here you go, here's $30 for lunch. I'm gonna accept it. I'm be like, thank you. But in my mind, if I really like him, I'm be like, he gonna learn. We're either gonna learn whether he's gonna catch up and understand who he's dating, or is that all he can really do? And then we're gonna have to take it from there, right? Whether or not that's acceptable. Now, would I ever make someone feel bad for what they can do or what they're doing? No. The only thing that I can do is let you know where I'm coming from and whether or not you can keep up. That's what I'll say. But I would never ever try to bash a man for sending $30. It's not like he sent 10. You know what I mean? But even then, for me, sometimes I'm like, hey, if this is somebody I just met, that's $10 I don't have to spend. Like, I'm not gonna really go in like that.
I'm ready. I want to get you next, but real quick, I have forgotten my lunch. I'm famous for when I worked in the office, forgetting my lunch on my counter and driving to work. Like, fuck, I left my lunch on the damn counter. This is sitting out there all day, and I was telling this girl I was newly dating, I left my damn lunch on the counter. All right, I don't even know if I'm gonna eat it when I get home, and she cashed at me $20. I felt like she had me open. She could have got some dick that night. Oh my God. Did you just send me $20 out of nowhere? I didn't even ask for it. It was just, I thought it was the sweetest gesture in the world. Now, I do know women, you have men doing sweet gestures for you all goddamn day because y'all the women. But to me, I was touched by that. Randy?
There are women who reciprocate.
Yeah. I agree. And you cheat for $20. But anyway, hey.
Like I said, I ain't gonna judge.
Like, he ready to get rid of D. He's like, he said, he cashed after $20. She get the D.
$20 D. I know that's right.
Hey, Randy, you know who did it too.
$20 D. I know that's right.
You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Good.
But
it's supposed to count with me.
It is. The sentiment is everything, right? But sure. I'm where Brittany was at. Like, you gotta know who you dating, right? And like me personally, like if we dating and you coming and you asking, to send you ask for some money for lunch, right? Just me being thoughtful, I'm gonna ask like, hey, where you going? Right. So I kind of get what you had in mind. So kind of give me an idea of what price range we looking at, and then
that ain't what
the city, the city you live in. Yeah,
it was a random gift though. She didn't ask
and he just said, hey, go get some lunch.
That's on me today. It wasn't no conversation. And she woke up with him because it was only 30. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I did. I forgot. I did watch the video. That's what it was. But like with her, just like breaking up with me, like, Slim, you dodged the bullet. Be happy, right? Because I feel like if you can't appreciate my generosity out of nowhere, right? Like you didn't ask for it. This was just unabated generosity that you did not ask for. You know, that I just was thinking of you and just wanted to give you just a nice gesture to say, hey, do something nice for yourself. I'm thinking about you. Now, if it wasn't up to your standards, again, Brittany said it, alluded to it, like, then that's a conversation we can have, right? But if the gesture was, for me, it was beneath you, then she did the right thing in breaking up with him, right? Like, I think it was a good move for him. Like, and Slim should be like, all right, hit the road. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
and if I send you $30 for lunch and you be like, nigga, this wasn't enough, I don't want to see you no more, then I'm like, cool, peace. Can you send my $30 back?
Right, like you're ungrateful.
Right.
But I do just want to say, like I said, I was very clear on, if somebody sends you something, just whatever, they don't know, you should be appreciative. Bashing somebody that you were dating off of that is very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Indeed. That wasn't necessary. You already said what you had to say to him. You didn't have to go to the internet with it. But I will say that even if we are ordering food, right? Like, if we were to check my DoorDash orders, right, just for myself, it's giving 50. Sometimes like like it'd be a little over $30 if I want to tip the person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, in that instance, I would take the $30 and add something to it because I was already prepared to pay for my own lunch that day anyway. So it's not something that would make me angry because, honey, I'm prepared to eat anyway. Yeah. So I hope that he feels like he dodged a bullet. I hope that didn't even hurt his feelings, because do I think it was right for her to handle it how she did? Absolutely not.
Dana, jump in there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yes.
You sending the $30 back? What you doing?
I'm definitely not sending it back. That I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna be appreciative of it. But I definitely also agree with Brittany and Randy. Like, you got to know who you're dealing with and who you're dating, and if that's the first instance of what they're providing to you, like Brittany said, we'll just have a conversation and be like, okay, thank you so much, but on the regular, I'm used to doing a little bit more than this. And then I think if you're not used to spending more than that, then you definitely need to be humble and be grateful and take that, because you could have gotten nothing.
Hello.
Don't talk about it. Yeah. So I think we're all in agreement on that, man. So this didn't turn into a gender war. I'm very happy about that.
I don't know. But you said you wouldn't send the money back. Would you? That's if you broke up with him, you still wouldn't send him the money back? You keeping the $30?
I wouldn't have broke up with him.
Right.
I send money back when I've been upset. Like, I don't need you. You can take this back. But in that instance, no, I'm going to.
Oh, see, nah.
All the money.
Nah. I don't.
Ain't no refunds. Hey, Brittany say no refunds.
This was for my time, because if you didn't push me to breaking up with you or whatever anyway, I deserve this. This is my reparations up front, because you didn't already do something crazy.
Oh Lord, I'm broken. I would have been happy if you made me a bologna sandwich.
Clarissa, we gonna talk after this, baby.
No, not a bologna sandwich.
Okay, yeah, you would.
No, don't settle for bologna. At least get a turkey sandwich.
You are worthy of more than a bologna sandwich. Now,
at least get a ham sandwich, Clarissa. At least a ham turkey. You know what I mean?
And I don't even eat pork. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Turn back.
No, because that bologna sandwich, she got at the house. You could put a little razzle dazzle, you know.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Clarissa, because in that aspect, to me, that's like the effort. Like, you took the time to make me a lunch, so that's that's above and beyond sending the money. Like, you actually made me something, so I can kind of see where she's coming from. Like, it don't got to be bologna.
Yeah, but she said it too. She said you teach people how to treat you, so you have to be careful what you consistently accept, and that is very true.
That's a bar. That's a bar. What about applause and my horns and all my sounds? She said that.
Okay.
Yeah. She said
that's a word. That's a word, D.
I 100% agree with that. Like, you do teach people how to treat you. And I think that piggybacking on this, did y'all see the video where the young lady was going on a date and she said dude pulled up in a Camry and so she didn't go outside? She like stood him up because he showed up to her house in a Camry. I was like, God, man, they raising a bar out here.
I missed that one.
A bar.
Well, so
Uh-oh.
There's a difference between raising the bar and just being downright impractical, right? Because if you really know money, a lot of these people out here, they're not riding around. Their everyday cars are riding around are Toyota Camrys, Honda Accords. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying? Because we already know. Now, if you obviously, the wealthier you get, they do have their toys or whatever in the garages. But for me, as long as it's a clean car that's not putting, and I'm not worried about us getting, us breaking down on the side of the road, by all means pull up in that, because cars don't hold back. People, they put in their value on things that don't matter. A car is not an asset. So you're not impressing me with your expensive vehicle because you probably have that car note, and I need to make sure that you're okay.
Less money.
Paying with your car, how much are you putting into your 401k for that match at work? You know what I'm saying?
That.
How is your what are you doing? Are you paying $100 a month for that 2012 BMW? You know what I'm saying? Because your credit's not right. I don't play those.
We in Brittany Lane now.
That's right. Would you rather have them have a Camry with the savings account, good credit, and a life plan, or a portion of rental, no 401k, no ambition, or plan at his mama house?
Exactly.
Talk to him, D.
There's a lot of dudes in DC in that exact situation, in their mama basement right now. You know what I mean? And and a Benz popped in the pocket outside the house in the garage.
And women have to be careful too, because they be missing out, because a lot of dudes have two cars and they will pull up in that Camry on purpose just to see how you react before they get into what they really can give. I don't care about that Camry as long as it gets you point A, point B, because guess what? That means there's more money to spend for me. You're not spending
money on lunch. Now you can get that $200.
Get a good lunch. Get a good lunch now. Hey, look, I'm telling you something. I met Tony Nicely, who was at the time, he was the vice president of Geico. And one day I was going in the headquarters and he just happened to be pulling up at the same time I was pulling up, and parked in his space, of course, is right in front of the building. Right. So, I ain't nowhere near that. I'm just walking up where he parked right in front of, he get out and literally right in front of the door. But anyway, he pull up though, and he get out a 1983 Cadillac Escalade. Right. And it's an old joint. And I'm like, this is Mr. Tony Nicely. I know he's a bona fide billionaire. Warren Buffett's best boy. This is man, right? So, I know his net worth. And I'm looking at what he's driving, right? And I was like, and I saw him. I was like, how you doing, Mr. Nicely? I was like, this the car you drive during the week? He was like, no, this is my everyday car. He was like, cars are transportation. And he's like, why? He was like, why would I spend a whole lot of money paying for something that just gets me to where I need to be? He's like, I don't own a new car, have never bought a new car, and probably never will buy a brand new car. Because they are not worth anything. He said, cars are transportation. Changed my whole philosophy on cars. No, remember I used to lease BMWs every 3 years. I'm jumping in a new one. When a new one out, I'm trading up. Without a doubt. That changed my whole philosophy on cars to this day. You know what I mean? Now no car note. And I'm like, nah, I'm with him. I'm not thinking about buying anything new until I'm retired. He's like, when you retired and you ain't working no more, walk on the car lot and purchase your vehicle. Right? Because he's like, do that then. But he's like, why you working? It makes no sense. You paying for transportation that could be going into a mutual fund or 401k, some type of investment that you paying $500, $700 or more monthly. right? Think that's an investment in something that you're paying for transportation. Changed my whole life.
Man, I'm with it. I'm gonna give me something nice soon, but I'm more on the lines of but still.
I believe in conspicuous consumption. Really? If you have it, flaunt it.
Really? But if you have it, and only if you have it.
Right.
What you think, Danny? You like the type that's shutting the door. You looking out the window, you see your camera, you closing the blinds on them and cutting the lights off, telling the kids to be quiet. Be quiet, kids. He gonna know we in here.
Oh no, absolutely not. Especially in dating in our age, there's so many people who don't have any kind of transportation at all. So I'm not gonna knock somebody for having something that's not luxurious. Like Brittany said, is it clean? Is it running? Are we gonna get there? We good. That's all. That's all that matters. And I like Mr. Nicely put on it. There's transportation. So you got something crucial. It doesn't matter what it is. It's working. We going on the date.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. I love when we can have these conversations with the sisters and they can see it from every single angle. And it's not, he better have this, he better. Where are those women coming from? That's why I want you on this podcast, because they make that like that's all black women. It's not. Right. It's clearly not.
And I'll say it's moments like this that I hate, that it gives. I think it gives black women a bad rap in a lot of areas. Why I think is why now we have at least 50% of black athletes marry outside their race, not married to a black woman, more than half, right? Because I think it is a lot that, and these things like this keeps perpetuating the narrative that black women can't be pleased, right? And
well, okay, I'll let you finish.
I'm not saying it's a truth, but it's a narrative out there that has been planted that black women are angry and hard to please, right? And I think it's these type of events that perpetuates that narrative that dudes look at it and be like, oh, so I ain't good enough because I got a Camry. $30 wasn't good enough to get you a lunch, when it's some other, races that they would have been happy with all of that and wouldn't have said nothing, been proud of it.
So I cannot say that I fully agree, Randy. And I'm also going to say that each individual that put out this story, those are individuals. I think that social media, because something can go viral in the way in which it does, that it leads us to believe that everybody thinks this, right? When that's not necessarily the case. So that's my first point. The second point is when we talk about black men marrying outside their race, like, let's be really real. It ain't necessarily the black women that they come into contact with. It's their relationship with their mamas. And that's a whole other conversation that we can have on a whole day. Okay. These black boys do not like their mamas. Okay. Because their mamas made them get up there. Now they didn't got on their mamas, expect their mamas was hard on them. Their mamas. And in a lot of cases, their mamas were single moms. So they had to play the mother and the father. And that's a whole nother psychology that we can get into on another day, but let's just be real. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say they didn't love their mamas. I didn't say they didn't love their mamas. I said they didn't like their mamas.
I know a couple black men.
Let's not make it into this.
Let's let Brittany finish. Let Brittany finish. Go ahead.
Let's not, the narrative is only because of the different things that go viral. A lot of the news or the good news or what women like Dana and Brittany and Dee and Clarissa are talking, those things don't go viral. So let's not put that on black women that we're all like this or whatever. No, that's what people choose to believe and run with. The same way we're highlighting this right now, talking about it, that's what everybody does. It's not all black women. And we're not all hard to deal with or anything like that. We stand on business. And a lot of black men don't want to have to stand on business at the end of the day. So let's not just make it about money or the fact that we won't get into a Camry or the fact that we expect more than $30 for lunch. It's beyond that.
I agree to a degree. I mean, it's hard to say, don't make it about this with black women, because black men don't want this. They don't want nobody standing on business, and they don't want to we cool with that. Most of
hard to deal with.
No, he was saying that.
I just said it's a narrative. I ain't say I agree with it.
I don't. Yeah.
What I'm saying is a lot of black men do say that. So let's be very clear. They do say that we're hard to deal with. Yes, they do.
And they say black men are hard to deal with. Like you just said it just now. Like, basically black men are. Yeah,
I didn't say black men are hard to deal with. First of all, black women, and it's so crazy because as much as we have to defend ourselves, we still love y'all.
You don't think we have to defend ourselves?
Want to marry y'all.
This whole
y'all's babies.
This segment of the podcast,
years younger than us or not.
not
so
this segment of the podcast is defending black men defending themselves. This we have to defend ourselves too. That video that went viral, it wasn't about black men talking about how terrible black women are. It was black women talking bad about black men. So we have to defend ourselves, if not, actually more than y'all do, because all these videos going viral. It's black women tearing us down. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a lot of us underneath them comments saying she's crazy. Have you really read through the comments?
I have, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation. And what I started with was why I was so happy we had it, because this is what I think is realer than what's on those videos. I think this conversation we're having, your perspective, Dana's perspective, is realer than them ditchy girls trying to go viral. They probably don't even have boyfriends, just made a video for the hell of it. But I think the y'all perspective is more real, it's more tangible, it's more respected, and it's more common in our community than anything else. So, in a way, we're defending y'all and defending us just by having this segment. I just don't want it to be I don't want to do the oppression Olympics. I know what I think black men have it and how we have it. I know how black women have it. I know how they've expressed to me.
We're not talking about life. We're talking about dating. And you also have to be careful too, because a lot of these women are trolls. Just like the girl who talked about this guy took me on a date and bought me these high seats. Like she went with her cousin to the game and ended up admitting that she's trolling. So a lot of this stuff that's going viral is just that. Like a lot of women would not really be like, I'm not about to date him. Girl, you're happy to be in that game. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have bought the tickets.
But to Randy's point, this is dispelling that. This conversation,
it's the narrative.
He basically just said, I'm tired of this narrative being out there. I'm glad we're talking about it now. And then the conversation kind of switched. But all Randy was saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, was that you were saying you were happy that we're having this conversation to dispel that narrative about black women.
Right. Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
And I was further dispelling the narrative of black women being hard to deal with, because what I was trying to say is that it's even more beyond the financial. I know that, like I said, we're the only community that's constantly battling, and a lot of it has to do with how women expect for men to come financially, regardless of whether it's the $30 wasn't enough or the Camry. It's all in how much money a man has or willing to pay. It's always financial. And I feel like I'm just exhausted of having the conversation, regardless of what end. I'm so exhausted with constantly having conversations about money. Because when I have conversations with other communities, I don't care what y'all say, when you're talking about dating, finances it's not a thing. Because first of all, it's already expected that the woman is coming into being taken care of, period. It's expected. There is no, it's nothing else. We're not talking about this. The man is going to take care of everything outside the home, and the woman's going to take care of everything inside the home, period. White women ain't.
You're right, Ken. Yeah. No, hey, and in more ways than you know. Look, and I'll tell you where it's really serious with, and Brittany hit on the fact that this is a cultural thing, right? And it's on so many different levels. I really, like you said, a lot of stuff, but we don't got time to really get into you jump down my lane real hard, and I know we don't got the time, so I ain't gonna go there. But
let's do this. Dana, close us out on this topic, and then let's move on.
Let's do it.
I would say I definitely, I guess you can call me a fence straddler on this topic, because I do really feel like it's hard on both ends, for sure. to kind of piggyback off of what Brittany was saying, I would also say it's not just that they don't like their mothers. I think in a lot of times they want us to be more like a mother to them. And that's a heavy load. I saw a video about that today. I don't want to get away too far, but it was just saying like we're expected to go to work, pay bills, take care of the kids, take care of the home, and all. That's a lot. That's exhausting. So like Brittany said, they're not expected to do all of that. They do the home, but they're not expected to go out and work and do the home stuff. So at that time, it definitely creates a displeasure to want to even be in a relationship when you're saying that that's the load that I'm about to take on. And like we said, in other communities, they have our roles. And I think a lot of times in our community, we're getting away from like having roles. Nobody wants to have a role or say this is what I have to do. But everything is structured. And I don't think we don't have that.
When we come back in 2 weeks, we're gonna talk about roles. I love this discussion.
Man, we need to bring this whole thing back.
That's what I'm saying. Because we know we switch up the kickback crew every week. Our next week together, this is our kickback conversation. And these are always good, man. These are always good. And I love the sisters.
That's just black men and mama stuff. Like, we gonna be back on that one.
I'll tell you, I love black women so much. I want at least 2 or 3 of y'all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's the Mea.
Our what the fuck story of the week. Now, this is another black woman. Candace Owens.
All of y'all. Yeah.
Candace Owens. No, she has said a lot. She broke down this Diddy case. My bro said to me, and listening to what she said about Diddy, it is absolutely when she broke down the facts of the case, it's actually clear to him that Diddy is the devil's father. It took me a minute to like, what are you trying to say about the devil's father? So he's not the devil. He's not the devil's son, which would be a lower version. Oh, he's the devil's father. Like, goddamn. Like, and reading some of the stuff with the Lil Rod and all that, it is a lot. A lot of stuff just come out. But what I found most fascinating was how she tried to link it to Michael Jackson's murder. So there was a guy, a cleaner. If you ever seen Pulp Fiction, the cleaner. And apparently he was dead in Michael Jackson's death. And since his job is to clean up situations, it's believed that he cleaned it up to make Michael Jackson's death look accidental. This same cleaner allegedly has been hired by Diddy to clean up their messes. As far as even a shooting at a studio where a man was murdered. And it goes on to show newspaper filings and clippings that allude to the fact that the man was murdered outside of a studio, when in fact, this guy alleges that the guy was killed in the studio when he was in the bathroom with Puffy and his son. This is all alleged, but this is there. And I mean, this rabbit hole of what Diddy may or may not have done is getting to the point where it's like, what the fuck? No, that's why this is the what the fuck story of the week. She's saying the man that cleaned up Michael Jackson's murder, which was, I guess, allegedly a murder, has also cleaned up some murders for Diddy, and this cleaned up the whole situation. Like, whenever you're in Miami or LA, if you get in trouble with the police, you drop this name. This guy will come and get you out. I'm not a big conspiracy dude, so my gut instinct is to be like, this is bullshit. But like, damn, the more we go down this rabbit hole, I don't know how long I can keep saying this bullshit. I've been saying bullshit the whole time. And
I'm a big conspiracy person, but that doesn't even sound like a conspiracy. That sounds very reasonable. Like, regular people pay people to cover up stuff for them. So it would make sense that celebrities, and they got the, disposable income to handle stuff like that. It definitely sounds like something that could be realistic for sure. To me, at least.
God damn. Randy, what you think, cuz? Because this is... It's a lot, man.
You muted.
Yeah, y'all know, you know me. I'm the biggest. Conspiracies are always based in truth. Every one of them. They started with a truth somewhere, right? You know, it's hard to say, you know what I mean, to disqualify anything she's saying. But for me, like it's really hard when I see, like, I feel like everybody, like the bill comes due. Whatever you do on this earth, whether you're a pimp or you're a priest, like the bill gonna come due. But I am like, for me, like, why they always coming for the black man? You know what I mean? And I know it's like I'm trying to take it back, and like I'm not trying to alleviate him from any wrongdoing that he's ever done. But like I'm just so tired of, like, when one of us do something wrong, they always use us to take down us, right? It's all, and that's how it always is, right? And it's always the ones that come to the pinnacle of something, right? Like all of our, if through history, it's the ones that who've made impact, the ones who've been leaders, the ones who've made a difference. Those are the ones that I feel like every so often, I feel like they want to put us back in our place. They let us know, like, no matter how big y'all get, how many millions y'all make, you know what I mean? But I mean, he left the door open doing it himself, you know what I mean? Which most of us, you know, a lot of us do. We grow up, in black men, you grow up with issues, and you just get money. Those issues don't change. Now you got the money to fund all the crazy stuff that was in your mind. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. But like, when we gonna, like we've done this now with Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, now Puff Daddy. Like, well, like when are we gonna do the Catholic Church, like the Boy Scouts of America? Like, one of those stories are coming for, again, not trying to throw off nothing that Diddy did, but for me, like, it's still like he gonna pay for it, but like let's balance it. Like let's let the next story be on some of the Vatican priests that, you know, can't leave the Vatican no more. Why they can't leave no more? Let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Let's talk about why the Boy Scouts are really not the Boy Scouts anymore. How many lawsuits do the Boy Scouts settle every single year? How many lawsuits do the Catholic Church settle every single year? That is men out here being abused and all kind of stuff going on. The Epstein stuff is like, they ain't even got to the bottom of all the stuff he was into, right? Like, that's going to be going on for years, right? But we ain't talking about how this man, why we not investigating how he mysteriously committed suicide? Like, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
And I don't, I echo your sentiments. A lot of times I don't choose to use that argument while I'm speaking on Diddy. I won't immediately follow that up with, how come y'all ain't go after this guy? Because of how it looks, the perception is like I'm trying to get Diddy off or something. Pause. So I usually make those separate conversations because I don't want it to muddy the waters, because it always sounds like you're defending Diddy, even though you're just saying I want balance. So but I will say this, last week on the pod, because y'all wasn't here, I said, hey, does anybody find it funny that all of this shit happened right after he was suing the Ciroc and DeLeon Tequila Company? He brought up that lawsuit before they got their day in court.
Mm-hmm.
All this shit happened. And they had to relinquish all ownership in DeLeon Tequila and Ciroc. I'm not saying the only thing that I will be alluding to, because I know somebody's hearing this, like, look, he's on Diddy's side. He wants to rape Cassie. No, I don't. What I'm saying is, I noticed that all of this happened after he tried to sue the company. Now, they could have known about all the shenanigans this whole time and just been waiting. I wish you would, nigga. All the shit you did, I wish you would try to sue. I was call.
It was sitting in the safe.
Give me Cassie's number. You know what I'm saying?
It was sitting in the safe.
I was sitting in the safe.
So he still filed the lawsuit.
He still did it.
He should.
He was still feeling invincible.
Yeah.
You know now. Shit, we all know now.
You know now, but hey, look, I don't separate it because it's all connected. I don't care. It's still connected. You know what I mean? Like, we not excusing him, but it's still connected. And the timing, it's really suspicious, right? Just like when Bill Cosby stuff came up, was when he was trying to make a major buy. You know what I mean? That would have made him one of the major media players out there in the.
Was he wasn't
really
NBC. That's like an old wives' tale.
Nah,
he was about to buy NBC. That's why people make the joke whenever somebody in the show, like, he's about to buy NBC.
him and Byron Cage was Byron Allen had a bid in for the same. They always had the same bid in for the same company. Bill Cosby, he had a company that had a bid, legitimately had a bid in. Byron Allen had the same one. Byron Allen actually got a lawsuit on because of how he didn't get the bid because he felt like it was racial. It was racially biased, and that's the same bid that Bill Cosby and his group was in on. Like, look it up, man.
Yeah, the only bad part about that is even if it is true, if you do the crime and somebody tell on you,
the bill come due. The bill come due.
The bill come due, like you say. So it ain't gonna get too much sympathy for me. If you did it, you did it. I don't give a fuck why they exposed you. You shouldn't. If you wouldn't have did it, they couldn't have exposed you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then maybe they kill
everybody. Get everybody.
That ain't gonna happen. We in America. It ain't gonna happen. They know who they want to get, and they can go after them and them only. But I feel you.
That's why I'm gonna keep bringing it up. That's why I'm gonna keep bringing it up. I ain't excusing it, but it's all connected. It's all connected.
That is a fact. Now, moving right along, and this is
so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
We are living in a sequel to the movie. We are in part 2 of Biden and Trump. Nikki Haley officially closed their campaign. It is going to be Biden and Trump. We can talk. We have a lot of time to talk about this shit with the election coming up and all of that. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do want just initial thoughts. It's Biden, Trump again. I know that there's the woke community that's like, I'm not voting for anybody. And then you got some people like, well, I'm going to vote for Trump because Biden isn't doing enough. And then you got people, I'm voting for Biden because I hate Trump. Then you got people voting Biden because I'm just a Democrat. We've always been Democrat. I'm voting Biden. I don't know where everybody falls. This is the only thing I'm sure of about this election. Trump is incompetent, and he also inspired an insurrection. He can't be president. My personal belief is any white person over the age of 65 is racist. I don't like no white people over the age of 65. 64 will be cool. Once you hit 65, I don't like you. You're white, I don't like you. Period. It ain't up for discussion. I don't want to have a long debate. This is how new feel. So I don't like Biden either. I didn't like Bill Clinton. Remember they did the whole, what'd you say?
News opinions or that of his own.
It's just new. Right. I don't have a favorite white daddy. I don't like neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? Democrat or Republican. I didn't like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton wasn't the first black president to me. I didn't vote for him. He said some slick shit about Farrakhan. You know how I feel about Farrakhan. So him playing the sax on Arsenio Hall did not move me. I wasn't swayed. I didn't think because he smoked weed, he the black president. I didn't like him, his wife. I fucking hit him even more. You know who else I don't like? I don't like Bernie Sanders. I don't have a politician or a party that I like.
So where we going? So what you gonna do?
I'm voting against Trump. And the only other name on the ballot that can make a difference is Biden. But I will say Biden has, from what I've studied of what Biden has done, he's passed more legislation than any president, maybe next to Lyndon B. Johnson, in support of black people. And Lyndon B. Johnson was racist. So I don't look at him like he was a good president either. Like, I don't care if you're racist. Being a racist president means nothing to me. I think they're all racist. What will you do for the union? What will you do for the nation? You don't like black people? I don't care. Are you going to pass your bill, the John Lewis Act? I don't care if you're racist. Are you going to do the right thing or not? I don't care if you're racist. Can you protect us if there's another pandemic? You don't got to like black people to be president to me. Because I think they're all racist. That you liking black people is off the table for me. Can you be competent? That's all I ask. Or can you at least have a competent cabinet? That's how I feel about it. I think your other option is to vote Trump, and then we saw what that did. So, Randy, you look, you itching to get in on this.
Hey, look, I'll say this. You know, it was a lot of disunity in the party in America when 45 was in office. However, me personally, and a lot of good friends, he did sign in a lot of good financial laws that a lot of people ate good while 45 was in office. So when him coming back, like the people who ate good, like they ready to eat again. And the law writing thing is all smoke and mirrors, right? The reason because Trump 45 wrote a lot when he was there, right? And it's because the houses are divided. So the only way you're going to get your bill through is you got to do an executive order. That's the only way they're getting anything through, because the Republicans got the Senate, the Democrats, the House and the Senate is divided, right? So long as it's divided, you're not getting any bills pushed through. So everything that you writing is executive legislation. So yeah, it's looking like, oh yeah, he's writing all these great bills. No, if he want to get anything done, and the sad part about this is that we are still going toward a divided nation again, with people who are that now we as a nation, we are holding the party lines over our morals, right? And until as a country we begin to put our morals above our lines, like we gonna keep this divide is gonna stay. The houses how long have the houses been split? They're gonna stay that way, and as long as they that way, then you got one that's voting we getting stuff that get through the Senate but get through the House, and now it's dead in the Senate because they like, nah, unless you greasing the right hands, like it ain't going no further, or I'm holding the party line. And I think personally we need to know we put too much on the presidential election. And it is smoke and mirrors. Like it is, you really need to when it get down to when all the councilmen and the senators are running, those are the races that are way more important than the presidential election. Because the president, again, he can't do anything that he's trying to sign. It still got to go to the House. It still has to go to the Senate.
I'm gonna stop you right there because I don't want you to I want to be responsible with this platform. It was Trump that packed the Supreme Court. That's why Roe v. Wade is being overturned. That's why a lot of women's rights with their bodies are now being
allegedly.
No, not allegedly. Shit.
He did put the justices. He did seat all the justices on the Supreme Court.
And all of these things are being reversed. So the president. So we're not going to poo-poo the presidency. Now we need to be, I would say, be more informed locally. Local is more important. You are 100% right. But
but you're talking about the Supreme Court. Like the Supreme Court stuff got to get there.
The Supreme Court is done by the president. So it's done by the president. And a lot of the things, the bills, the Voter Right Act, all that shit is being repealed, Roe v. Wade, abortion laws, because of what the president did, because of who he put in the Supreme Court. So the presidency, it got real cute to be like, yeah, everybody vote local. The presidency don't count. That's bullshit. The presidency does count. The reason why we don't have the Voters Right Acts.
I didn't say it didn't count. I said it's not as important. It's not the most important. It
is as important when you're thinking about national politics, when you're thinking about laws, when you're thinking about you can be arrested for having an abortion. When you think about those things, it is very important. Now, when you're thinking about cleaning up your own neighborhood, when you're thinking about potholes in the street, when you're thinking about curfew, when you think about local legislation, it's not that important. But it's not macro, micro. I look at both. Can't just look at just my neighborhood. I got to look at the whole country. I got family all over the country. You got family all over the country. So when you're looking at the big picture, the presidency does count for something. If for nothing else, when Trump got in office, he executive ordered away everything Obama did. And I'm not a person to say Obama, okay, here go a good one for you.
Let's not go there.
I don't hate Obama.
Just keep going.
I don't like him, but I don't hate him. But everything that Obama did or tried to do, Trump got rid of that shit his first year. Literally just took it all off the table. Nope. It wasn't the councilman that did that. It wasn't the Congress, it wasn't the House or the Senate. It was Trump. It was Trump. So presidency is important because 8 years of progress was diminished to nothing, set us back 40-something damn years in Trump first year.
I wouldn't say he set us back. He did undo a lot. And it seemed like your only plan was
Jalen Green could not get Draya, Michelle, an abortion because of Trump's laws. That's why she's having this baby. I rest my case.
Yeah, that is totally inaccurate. But again, as Brittany said, his views do not necessarily reflect all the rest of the hosts.
I'm just waiting for the next topic.
Let us move on.
I'm gonna let y'all have all of
Danny, you're the youngest here. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I kind of lean towards what Randy is saying. I feel like as far as the presidency goes, it does matter, but I think at the end of the day, they're more so just a face for everything else that's going on behind the scenes. And like you said, it's kind of like a shit show because everybody's divided and it's hard to get anything done because it's just people bumping heads or I want to do this. Well, no, we're not going to let you do that. And then you got the president who's the face, and a lot of people are saying like he didn't forgive any student loans. A lot of people's student loans have been forgiven and stuff. So it's not everybody across the board, but stuff is still being done. And I feel like when it comes to politics, a lot of people don't know the meat and potatoes. And that also makes it hard because people are just going off of face value and they don't really know everything it takes to, in government for those things to happen.
The only thing that I will say is that I wish that there were more conversations around what they're going to do for the middle class rather than all of this protecting the 1%ers or doing things for the low income
people.
Like there are a lot of people who are in here in the middle that don't make enough to reach that class of protection. So we're getting taxed like a mug.
The biggest tax.
And we don't have
pay the most
businesses
taxes
to have as shelters. And then you've got obviously low income. They do need the help, but I just wish that there were more conversations surrounded around helping the middle class, which is the larger part of the population.
Right.
Quick question, Brittany. Has there ever been a party or candidate that you've noticed over the last 10, 15 years, if I'm not putting you on the spot, that has ever been focused on middle class? Has there ever been one? Randy, anybody who's been focused on? Has anyone ever been focused on the middle class?
It's people who say that they have, but nobody has genuinely done anything legitimately to change like the plight of the middle class, of wherein we are the most taxed people, like pay the most taxes out of every taxpayers, right? The tax burden is on the middle class, period. So which is disheartening, because like you go from low class, and I've been to where, I've changed tax brackets. So, it seems like, when you do, you thinking like, oh, I'm there. And like, I used to look forward to income taxes. And I'm like, oh no, I got to pay. Like, I don't get that. I used to get $4,000-$5,000 income tax checks. Now, like y'all saying, now I owe. Now I got to itemize and do looking for shelters and all kind of stuff. Because now I make more because of my income. I pay more taxes, right? And Brittany made a good point. Nobody is addressing that. Like you hear everything that you hear. Like she said, it's either talk about the 1%. Or the people who beneath the poverty level.
So it hasn't been anybody basically.
No. Well, the working class, which is like the blue collar, they're not necessarily middle class. When we talk about creating all of these jobs and for, all of these individuals, that's not necessarily middle class. That's creating jobs. Right. That's not necessarily helping the people who are already working and we are literally funding both ends of the spectrum.
Right.
So that the 1%ers can continue doing what they're doing and, like give us a little bit of help. Like, I don't mind, my taxes going to help lower income individuals. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, let's just think about it. Yeah. We make up more of the population. I'm not talking about individual politicians. I'm just talking about what I hear when being addressed.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's more tax codes that's gonna change if 45 come back. Y'all can look.
All right.
Hey, he wrote over 45 wrote over 30 tax laws that don't even go into effect until next year. Like that's still not been like. I know Brittany know what I'm talking about, and like it's some stuff that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. All right, so you better get your chips up so you're on the right side of it.
Y'all heard the man. See, we working on that right now. It ain't that right down. We about to be in the 1% too. Goddamn it.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So
if you're on your marathon, I'm gonna shout you out with the Nipsey Hussle Award. This award is named after Nipsey Hussle because he's one of my favorite rappers, and I was absolutely heartbroken when he was murdered. I love what he did in the community. I love what he did with our people. I love the way he talked about financial freedom, and I love the example he set. That's why it's the Nipsey Hussle Award. And a guy who deserves this award, exemplifies this. Despite the controversy, I'm gonna give it to Shannon Sharpe, man. He has put in the work. He was let go by CBS, got picked up at Fox, did a show with Skip Bayless, got let go from that. And he had built a podcast. He was working on different things, and it was like it can all fall apart now, or he could find a way to rise above. And another black man, Stephen A. Smith, said, come do First Take with me a couple of days a week. I got you. I'm not gonna let another black man fall off. He kept doing his show. He added another show with Chad Ochocinco Johnson, Nightcap. All the sports talk shows were doing the day. He put his at night after the games. And Genius Idea and the infamous club Shay Shay. He said his Cat Williams interview, if you think he did 500,000, triple that. If you think he did $1 million, triple that. And even if you think he made $2 million off of that episode, triple that. So he has left us with, he made at least $6 million off of that one interview. He said that one interview paid him more than any 1 year he had in the NFL. That one interview. And I just want to clap it up for him, man. I know he getting teased because of his outfits and all that. And I think he made a little temperamental with some of his responses. And I don't know if he gay or not. I don't know how that factors into whether or not he does a good job with the sports show. It doesn't factor into me, so I don't give a fuck. But I just want to give it up to him, man. Like, being in this podcast space and being as obsessed with podcasting as I am, I'm watching everybody. We were just talking about horrible decisions, and see, the thing is, Mandy earlier, I'm watching everybody and everything, and I am studying the game. I am learning everything that I can learn. And Shannon Sharpe came in and did his motherfucking thing, and I can't help but support it, appreciate it, clap for it. Imagine if this episode we do tonight made us $6 million, man. That's how I see that every time. Like, are we gonna make $6 million tonight? Like, I don't know. But what do you guys think about that? Because you're now podcasters, you're now in this space. You know, you all have your own individual bases, fans, supporters. We're combining all that together. Hopefully, my fans become your fans become my fans, and we mix it all up. But it's very real that there's an opportunity to make a lot of money doing this. What are y'all thoughts on Shannon Sharpe and his success, and what you see for yourself? We'll start with the first lady. Brittany, what's up?
I don't know if it was Shannon who came up with, who to have, the guests or the questions or whoever is behind that. But I will say he definitely has a great thing going. Kudos to Shannon. I like Shannon personally, regardless of what anyone has to say about his personal life or how he dresses. And I can appreciate the episodes because it's like, whichever side you take after hearing each individual speak for themselves, they're giving their perspectives on a lot of things that have been a little bit controversial and that we've kind of seen in the media. And these cats are wanting to be on the episode to speak their mind and to tell their own story and their own side of the story. So I love what he's doing.
Randy T, talk to us.
Hey, look, I think we can talk about, the things, the content that happened inside of the episode is a whole nother subject. But, I think I'm glad that because how he left Fox to see him have this success. Because I think it is always like unilaterally is looked upon that we always need the others for us to be successful. And if, we can't work with them, then all right, you can't work nowhere. And I love that, when it's other black men who achieve, who have success, who reach out and be like, look, I got you, because I'm in, like, no mistakes, they still run the show. But for us who are in there and we have circles of influence that we utilize it, when it's another black man who needs it, right? And then that's what's paramount. That is the biggest story that we need to see here. That, you know, if that wouldn't happen, we don't know if this Cat Williams episode would have went on like that. But at the day that Fox was no longer there, you know what I mean, Stephen A stepped up and was like, look, I'm with ESPN, who you know, who Fox want to be, who Fox Sports want to be. Like I am, and right now Stephen A is the highest paid at ESPN, right? Black man, get the bag, black man, right? So and he called another one out. He's like, man, look, I got you. Come on, like we'll figure it out. And he just called the powers that be, and they brought it together, man. And I love it. You know, the controversy that's come around it, I still love it because controversy still brings money. Like you was talking about somebody talking about you on the podcast and you ain't like it. Why not? Like that she gave you free publicity. Like I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? That's free publicity. Like now somebody might be Googling you now. You know what I mean? Like who's she talking about? You know what I mean? And now might bring views. So look, all publicity is good. And I see, like, look at all the interviews, the sidebar interviews that came out of this. That all the people who wanted to rebut the stuff that came. That's why the numbers are still growing, because people still hearing it and people coming up with new perspectives about what happened. It's like, oh, he talked about this, he talked about that. Let me go back and watch the original. The numbers are still going up. You know what I mean? I still haven't watched the whole podcast myself. It you know what I mean? But I've heard enough bits and pieces. I felt like I have. Right?
61 million.
61
million views and counting. And then Cat just went on Joe Rogan's podcast, and they were at like 10 million or something.
Right. And why wouldn't Joe Rogan get him on here when Joe Rogan really is they call the Godfather of podcasts, right?
Oh, he is the man. He is number one,
right?
Out of everybody.
So why wouldn't he want Cat on there, right?
But Cat's smart. Cat said, I had to come to you because Joe Rogan won't have me on. And Joe Rogan immediately said, I'll have you on, Cat. Like, why wouldn't I have you on?
Yeah, I bet he did after he saw how many views.
Exactly.
Right. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Controversies are free advertisements. You right, Lexus?
That's right. Now, Dana, jump in here. What are the youngsters saying? Dana's the youngest here. What's your generation? What are the millennials saying about this Shannon Sharpe and Cat Williams stuff?
It's definitely a highlight. And I can say that because that's probably one of the only things I've ever watched from him. I'm definitely loving the success stories. That's definitely something that I can appreciate. But like we say, controversy, that's going to get the people going and talking. And I was definitely somebody like, okay, I need to watch this and see what they're talking about. I need to be in the know. So just being able to do that. And I think with any interview, when you're the one that can get that exclusive content or to be the first person to hear that stuff, that's always going to put you ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, man. Shannon did that, man. He said at least 6 million. His episode on First Take one Tuesday ago, he's on Mondays and Tuesdays. They were at, I think, 850,000 viewers for that episode. Undisputed, his old show with Skip Bayless was at 45,000. I mean, it was like 10 times more viewers. It's like, and can we just go ahead and get rid of Skip? I think it's time to get rid of Skip. I'm sick of his hate on LeBron. I'm sick of his outlandish Jordan takes. I'm sick of him. Steve Stout said this on Shannon Sharpe show. We're not even watching Skip Bayless for Skip Bayless no more. We watching him for whatever black people he bring on the show with him. He got
nobody ever watched for Skip, man.
Right. What we watch for Steve,
the moderator.
Yeah, but like, why all of our talent going over there? I think it's time to get rid of this. I think Skip, his invite to the cookout, I think it's expired, man.
See, Skip caused just enough controversy to walk the line that they keep him around. Right. That's why he do just enough, you know what I mean, that he don't go, he walked the line, you know what I mean? He don't cross it, but he walked the line every time. So it's like I kind of know that I know, but I can't say, you know what I mean, that I know.
Yeah. And what he does, he attaches himself to people. He attaches himself to the two biggest stars of the last century, Tom Brady and LeBron James.
Right.
When Tom Brady's gone, now LeBron James, a couple more years, who was he going to attach himself to? He made a career out of praising Tom Brady and criticizing LeBron and being a Cowboy fan. A whole fucking career off of those three things. I'm going to praise the Cowboys, I'm going to praise Tom Brady, and I'm going to tear down LeBron. And people going to tune in every goddamn day.
Man, look, the Great White Hope is always gonna be news. Always. It don't matter what the sport is. You know what I mean? Like always. And he knows the narratives and he plays them well. That's how he gonna keep a job.
Jav. All right, if you don't want to watch Skip Bayless, let's figure out what else is good to watch.
Netflix and chill. What does that even mean?
I got my list of what I've been watching. I don't know what y'all been watching, but I'm watching BMF. Are y'all watching BMF? Just came back with two episodes in. I love the story. We did a deep dive last week because one of the guys that was helping me with my label back in the day was affiliated with BMF. Jackie was out here during the heyday of the Magic City. She was in the club with BMF, watching them pop all the bottles, watching them create, making it rain. And so we had a long, deep dive on BMF, the series, and Big Meats allegedly getting out of jail next year.
He gonna bring the city out too.
Man, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there covering for the podcast.
I'm scared to go to that city. They still shooting up there.
Magic City?
Nah, Big Meech, if he in Detroit.
Oh, yeah. He gonna bring Atlanta out. He coming to it.
Yeah, it's about to be Atlanta.
Oh, I hope so. I come see him in Atlanta, not Detroit.
Yeah. Because you got to think, man, like, all the rappers he helped along the way. I was wondering, like, damn, how much of his money did he actually get to keep? And I'm so curious about that because we don't know. BMF was ridiculously rich. They weren't like, they were the 1%ers. So how much money did Mitch actually get to keep? And what if he's totally broke right now? His son got the TV show. It's his life story. He making money off that. 50 got him. Lil Me said 50 is like my second father. So 50 got him. With T.I., all the Atlanta rappers going to give him a care package as soon as he get home. I'm looking forward to seeing it and seeing what his message is, seeing what kind of messaging he has. Once he gets out.
I doubt that he's broke. And I know that once he gets out, he's going to run up a bag because do you know how much people are going to be willing to pay to do interviews with him? To have him out, to have him involved, like it's going to be crazy. Cause like I have friends who, I was kind of sort of hanging with the sub BMFers, more so my age. But then I have homegirls that was hanging with Meech and hang like they were in the clubs with the crew and they know what it was like. And so I just say all that to say, I doubt that he went in there and that he's coming out with nothing. I highly doubt that.
I highly doubt it too. And I hope that that's not true. I hope everything you said is correct because I've been rooting for Meech and them. When my boy was like, you gotta, BMF in Atlanta, they doing it. I was like, I don't know what that is. He's like, yeah, he used to give me all the lingo. My other boy, I don't know what that means. Mob. All right, man, you gangster find me out. I don't know what the hell going on in Atlanta, but yeah, let's go to Atlanta one day and meet him if they can help us with the record label. And then, of course, all the indictments came and everything happened. But I never forgot the name. When Meeks put out his documentary while he was on the run, I got that documentary and I watched that shit 100 times. Like, this is who he wanted us to meet? Like, God, like these motherfuckers is doing it bigger than anybody. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is what y'all was doing in Atlanta? Like, God, like it blew my mind. All the stories, like, they had a damn billboard. A drug dealing crew had a billboard. It was welcome to Atlanta, BMF, the world is yours. Like, that's crazy. Somebody said we're on mute.
You hit the mute button by accident?
I don't know.
Did we leave?
Can you hear me? If you can hear me, somebody type something in the comments because I don't see that I'm on mute.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Can y'all let me see. So I'll type, can you hear us?
No, we good. We good. I don't know. We good.
Okay,
we
second years.
Yeah, we good.
Tina, don't be coming in here causing trouble amongst the righteous people.
I'm like, wait, we're all muted?
Yeah, I was like, huh?
Turn your volume up, Tina.
She ain't hear you.
I know that's your big cousin right there.
Okay. What up, cuz?
Okay, she can hear us now. Good.
Okay, anything else before we move on to any other shows? Anything else about BMF?
Yeah, no. Nah, man, BMF, that's my boys. I can't wait. We definitely need to do the podcast when Meech come home.
For sure. Love is Blind. Is anybody watching that besides me?
I finished it. AD all day.
AD in a bikini. AD in a bikini. God, I'll tell you something. She got left in the altar. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna go find her.
Give us
but weren't they seen like hanging out? Like they're still like dating or hanging out or something.
I'm not here.
Somebody had I've seen enough clips on social media, but people were talking about how they were still like seen out together and hanging out after all.
He said that he still wanted to date her. He just was not ready to get married right then at that time. Like he wasn't ready to say I do like in these 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
And then she said that she was like she couldn't deal with him, but now in the words of Solomon the God, it sounded like some big back energy. Well, why, if he told you no, what you still seeing with him for? What you still going with him for? Setting yourself up for the pain. Here come the pain. Did everybody see Mea Culpa?
Yeah, I did watch that.
What were your thoughts on Mea Culpa?
I think, we all have to understand and we all have to, the POV has to be, it's a Tyler Perry movie. And for a Tyler Perry production, I think it was pretty good. And I was very impressed by Kelly. It looks like that she definitely required her own stylist and her own hair because everything was on point. You know what I'm saying? Won't no Tyler Perry wigs on that movie. I liked it. And I guess for the most part, the plot, like I liked where it was going. It eventually, just like every other Tyler Perry movie, like it kind of sort of spirals and you're able to pick up quickly on what's about to happen. But I still enjoyed watching it. I'll say that. I enjoyed watching it.
I did too. It took me, I had to watch it like 2-3 times because I kept cutting it on. Like I couldn't get past a certain point. And then I finally watched it all the way through and was like, this wasn't that bad, man. Like this was okay. Like I especially like the ending because I didn't see the ending coming until the ending. So really? Not because they kept like, and then this. Oh shit. Okay, I saw that. But then this. Oh, well, wait a minute. And then this. Well, goddamn. And then this. I'm like, oh shit. So they fooled me a little bit. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough.
Yeah.
Usually my goal with a movie is, can you fool me? I don't care. Most times if you fool me in a movie, you have to lie. You have to say the wife died on Tuesday. We all saw the body. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, well, when we looked, we saw a body. And it's like, usually in movies or TV shows, you have to literally lie and then change the scene because my mind's, is so sharp.
Misdirection.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not a big Tyler Perry. I have no real interest in Tyler Perry movies except he black and I want to support him. But I've never seen Medea. I'm not watching that shit. That ain't for new.
I ain't gonna lie. I be watching all of them knowing what I'm about to get, but I watch from a lens of knowing what I'm about to get. So I do enjoy it. Like I like Sisters. I like Zatima. Like I like Tyler Perry Productions, but you got to understand they're Tyler Perry Productions.
Sisters is a TV show, right?
Like with Mom, yeah, it's a TV show. But like with the Mom, I don't want to spoil it in case nobody's seen it. I caught on.
I hadn't seen it. But nothing would surprise me if about, because Tyler Perry joints are always predictable to me.
Yeah, but I caught on to that kind of early.
Okay.
And after I caught on to that, it made it, I don't know if it was just me or if it was catch-onable, but once I caught on to that, I was like, okay, I see where this is like. I was like, oh, okay, I know what's about to happen, but I still really appreciated the acting from the two main characters. I did.
So
Really did a really good job. I hope she gets more. Like, I hope she starts going into that lane because I was really impressed.
Yeah.
I love Beyonce to death as a performer, but it was giving more actress than my girl B was. Kelly did a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Kelly did good in the last movie. I saw her in another movie. I thought she'd be in more stuff. It was a little horror joint.
What other movie was she in?
Remember, it was a horror movie. She was in the joint, and she wasn't bad in that. I forget. It was one of the Halloweens or something. I think she was in it. But she wasn't bad in that joint. And I was like, I thought I was like, she might go down this lane. This was after the little group had broke up after they was done. So I was like, yeah, she might. This might be her new lane. But
hey, it might be. It might be. That's one of the number one movies on Netflix. So it might be.
I ain't saying
Kelly
much.
is so pretty. Like that, not even just pretty. She is beautiful. She is
she natural too. She look natural beautiful, right?
Gorgeous, yeah.
She is. I ain't gonna lie. My boy always, we always send it. I send Salima, he'll send Kelly. I'm getting
that's your only fan girl.
Yeah, my only fan girl. I'm getting arranged. But anyway, I mean, having said
the views of the host do not necessarily reflect. Hey, but look, this is what I say about Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry movies are like the Fast and the Furious movies. That's how I see it. Like when you go to see the Fast and the Furious movie, you know what you're going to see. It's just going to be ridiculous stuff done with cars. Like if you going in there looking for great plots and all that good stuff, like this is not what this is. Like it's they just doing crazy stuff with cars. Like, and if that's what you want to see, that is the franchise. And I feel like Tyler Perry knows his audience, right? And he played, he does like a good politician does. He played to his base. So everything that he do is gonna be right in that lane.
I've seen like 3 Tyler Perry movies, and none of them were Medea. So
You seen them all. Just put Medea in. Just insert Medea in what you seen.
Okay. But I want to support him so bad because I love everything he's doing.
I support him.
The Black Hollywood. I ain't watching no damn Medea. I'm not watching that shit.
He got the only Black Hollywood studio, period. Like he's the only one.
50 Cent just opened his.
Man,
we got 2 now. We got 2.
We'll see. I don't know about 50s yet. 50's gonna have to sustain some stuff. Tyler has done like major motion pictures out his joint. Like 50 gonna do some Stars series. Like
let me sit on my side.
I ain't knocking it. I'm not
gatekeeping. Tyler's open to the money. 50 gonna be gatekeeping, but 50, I respect him as a business.
I respect him too. Like I ain't knocking the hustle. Like 50. I feel like if I was in the game, I feel like I'd be moving like 50 be moving. Like when they took up, I think I probably would.
Like that already.
The money is petty, but it be so.
But he's funny.
Nobody really come back. Like it's crazy. Like 50 is one of those people where it don't hit as hard as when he says what he says to you.
If you can be petty and be funny at the same time, like
I think that's
I love it. You know what I mean? Like his pettiness is like it's entertainment. Like it's entertaining to see who he gonna be petty with this week. Like nigga, you owe me $10. And he legit blasting you on IG about his $10. Like for real. Like he only remember when old girl sued him, he put his house, he filed for bankruptcy.
Hey Michelle.
And put his house up for sale for 3 times more than what he paid for it, and never sold it, and still live in it to this day. You don't get no more gangster than that. Like you don't.
50 that guy. Now, before we switch places, Dan, what you been watching? Did you watch Mea Culpa? What you got on your TV?
I did watch Mea Culpa, and what have I been watching? I watched like 90 Day Fiance. And I heard everybody talk about Tyler Perry. I watched Ruthless and the Oval from him. So those are what is it? All the Queen's Men.
I fuck with that, Joe. Is that by Tyler Perry too?
I don't think that one is.
I fuck with that joint. It's like Eva.
That's what Eva Marcel.
Eva Marcel, yeah. I like the show, but it'd be wild because they be killing these women, be dying on accident and all these crazy scenes. I'm like, yeah, they keep killing the women, dog. They relax. I guess it's the not really, but it's like the opposite of P Valley because it's a male strip club. But they be on, it be some gangster shit going on, and Eva Marcel character, I love her character. She just a boss chick. She run the city, man. She do her thing all of the strip club. I think the new season came back. I haven't seen the new season, but I like that show. I get BET.
All the Kings men.
All the Queens men.
All the Queens men. Oh yeah. No,
I get BET, whatever it's called, plus for about 2 months to watch her show, and then when her season ends, I cancel the show.
Oh yeah, no, I watch it through Amazon Prime.
Oh shit, it's on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I got that because my packages be here in 24 hours and free, so I need to go ahead and watch it through Amazon Prime. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And the season been coming on there too, so yeah.
Okay, now, all right, last question before we get up out of here. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, are we watching this fight or not?
Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
I'm going to watch it. And
Gotta
I'm
watch
here for Mike Tyson.
Me too. 60-year-old Mike.
Do y'all remember the last Mike Tyson fight?
Against Roy Jones, the exhibition.
Yeah. Right. Do you remember the fight?
Was that the one whose ear did he bite off?
That was Evander Holyfield.
That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was this was a little more recent. But do you remember the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
Was that not the worst thing you ever saw? And so, like, you really think that Jake Paul is gonna be more entertaining than it was with Roy Jones, who was who had 3 different titles in 3 different weight classes?
I think Jake Paul is a performer.
He is. Hey, but people sleeping on Jake Paul, but Jake Paul will knock you out. Like, he know how to knock you out.
They got Jake Paul as favorite in Vegas.
Yeah, hey, Jake Paul been legit boxing training for
he
been legit boxing training for like the last 8 years. Like, this man been doing this, but he doing smart. He made a name fighting MMA fighters, which is and he stole the model. And shit. But hold on, he stole the model from Floyd Mayweather. Let's talk about it. This is where again that they always steal our stuff. Mayweather was the one that did it first when he did it with Conor McGregor, and he made $250 million on that one fight. $250 million on one freaking fight, a boxing match versus an MMA guy. So you boxing somebody that don't know how to box, and we're gonna pay you $250 million for it. Jake Paul took that same model, and that's all he's been doing. That's all he's been doing.
He fought a basketball player.
Right. That was the first fight. He fought the dude who won the dunk contest. I forgot his name.
Nate Robinson.
He knocked Nate Robinson out. Like, that was the first. That was the first fight.
I think this will be entertaining though, because I think he's gonna try Mike, and if he try Mike and piss Mike off, it can get ugly. But Mike, 57 years old. That's
Mike ain't knocking nobody out no more, man. He caught Roy Jones with some shots. You know what I mean?
He was pulling the shots with Roy Jones.
Roy could have been called Glass Joe in his career.
Yeah, but he was pulling punches with Roy. They talked about it after the fight. Like we had an agreement. We weren't trying to hurt each other out there. He said Mike got a little wild with me for a minute, but they already said it.
I feel like white America want to steal another black man from us. They want this white man to knock Mike out because because they always is Rocky Graziano's the greatest, whatever. And now Mike went and stole that. So it's like, now let's go ahead and let a white man knock Mike out in his prime, and that's gonna be the last thing we're gonna remember.
I
don't think Mike's getting knocked out.
Me neither. I think Mike gonna knock him out.
I don't know if there's going to be any knockouts, but I don't think Mike is getting knocked out. Because I think if nothing else, he is a defensive boxer.
Nah, Mike was designed to be a 3-round boxer. That's why Lennox Lewis took him apart when he finally got a chance to fight him. I mean, Mike was only trained for 3 rounds. That's
Mike
all he was trained for.
He would be considered defensive against a Jake Paul.
But that's why he was trained. He was trained to knock you out in 3 rounds because he was no good after the 3rd round. Like
Oh.
the chances are, like
Yeah,
he's not knocking you out.
I hope he's working on his endurance
He
because
had no experience beyond the third round. That's what it
Not with
really
all the
was.
weed he smoked.
He just didn't have no experience. And that's true too. He got his own weed. You know,
Mike's smoking a lot of weed. Mike got weed farms now, making money. That's where he make his money at.
Yeah. So Brittany, you know the guy he bit his ear?
Yeah.
They sell edibles in the shape of the piece of the ear that he bit off. They sell edibles like that. Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. So you can get the edibles in the shape of a chewed up ear.
A chewed up ear, Eddie. Yeah.
Dan, aside from you, what
Black
these
girl,
edibles?
I cannot say that I indulge in such things, but that is very, very interesting to hear. Things.
Yeah, you should go to not you, but you should tell your friends to go to his website. There's a lot of things there.
Just wanted to
Now, Danny, you watching the fight, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul? Are you following Jake Paul?
I know him when he was just like on Instagram making videos and stuff. So I do want to watch it because I think it's going to be interesting in that aspect to see him go from that to be fighting Mike Tyson. So I definitely want to see. I'm not into it like that enough to say like stats or anything, but I think it's definitely going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think you gotta watch it. It's something crazy might happen. Mike might bite him. He might bite Mike. We don't know what's gonna happen, man. Something gonna happen. So we should definitely watch it. It's on Netflix too. It's not even you gotta pay for it. It's on Netflix.
Right. That's probably why ain't nobody getting knocked out. This might be a work. It's gonna either be a good fight or it's gonna be a terrible exhibition that nobody's gonna get knocked out. They ain't gonna throw no real punches. And like we all gonna feel like man, what are we watching?
I feel like that every boxing match I watch, damn near. I think MMA is winning. Boxing,
MMA been took over. Like boxing died. Like the last good fight was the Mayweather fight. When Mayweather retired, boxing died.
I got something for y'all, and all y'all should be able to. Randy, you might not be able to make it.
Boxing is dead.
Randy, listen to me. I got something for y'all, and I think that Brittany and Dana can go. But look, this is what it is. In Atlanta, we have titty boxing. My birthday is next month.
Oh my God.
I want to go to the titty boxing match. Dana, you heard about, you know, Jazz went the other day.
That she did?
And she went the other day. So I want to go for my birthday. Y'all said we should all go together as a family and watch the titty boxes.
Hit me afterwards. Go grab a drink.
Okay, so real quick, this is what I want to do for my birthday.
I'm not gonna get Brittany to go to that. No way.
I want to hit the Underground. I want to hit Cam Newton Cigar Lounge. I want to have dinner and cigars. Say the food there is really good, and I want to see these titty boxes. I am intrigued.
Everything that he wants to do, like cigar bars, my hair. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Titty boxing, no thanks. Like, give me one other thing.
You got to meet us at happy. You got to meet him at happy hour somewhere before his day gets started.
No, I do. What is it? Are you talking? Wait, you said this like fellowship? You talking about?
Yeah.
Never been to fellowship? I have. If I have to get depends on when I have to get my hair done. If I still need to get it done, I'll go. But
man, we gotta go back to the joint I did for my birthday. That joint was the most lit thing I've been in Atlanta.
Brittany's been there. We've both been there a billion times. What was it? What's the name of it again? It's a little club right off Buckhead. Everybody goes there. It's not nothing. It's
a club or it's like a lounge.
It's a clubby lounge.
Club lounge. They got like
you said
3
it's in
floors.
Buckhead?
Yeah, it got 3 floors. There's a DJ on every floor. Like Rich Dollar was in that joint when we was in there.
You hear the name, you're gonna be like, oh shit, because it's nothing. What the fuck is the name of it?
I'll tell you in this.
Damn, I cannot think of what the name. You've been there. You've been there probably 20 times.
Me?
It's not. Everybody's been there. It's
3-floor lounge in Buckhead.
It's clubby. It's always packed. It's arm to arm Like when you walk in, sometimes they have a live band.
Yeah, it's a line.
I don't know nothing about no arm to arm.
I mean, it's always packed in that joint.
It's not MJQ, is it?
Not MJQ.
I mean, I've been to one that had different floors and they had like different music on each one.
Damn, why can't I not think of what the fuck the name of this place is? I'm going to look through our text messages.
That's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking through our texts now, trying to find it.
But it's not. When I say the name, you can be like, "Oh shit!" It ain't gonna be like, "I never heard of that." You're gonna be like, "Oh nigga, we always go there." Damn.
Whiskey Mistress.
Whiskey Mistress.
Oh, it's not 3 floors; it's 2.
Oh, well, 2. Well, no, it's because I guess they had a tent set up outside, so it seemed like it was 3. So I went up one, and then I went up another one. So it seemed like it was 3.
And then you can go upstairs.
Up 2 levels, yeah. So that's why I'm counting 3. That first level when you come in, and it was so packed that they put up a tent for people.
I told you it's always on
that
Yeah,
always on.
Oh yeah, I like Whiskey Mistress, but again, the smoke.
Well, you know what? We're gonna go to church. That's what we're gonna do.
I would love that. And then we go to brunch after.
I would melt inside of the church.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
That's my
we
mentor got a church in Duluth, Dr. Dane.
But, I got to see what Fernbank and what the After Darks are doing, because now the After Darks look a little more lit. The museums, like you can go to the museum, you do the exhibits, but then they have a live band, you can have drinks. The last time I saw a video from that, last time I went my birthday a couple of years ago, it was very sexy. We was, walking around on nice little shit, watching motherfucking Basquiat notebooks. The last time I saw it on Instagram Live, they was in that joint swag surfing. I was like, it has changed some. It is not the classy event that I went to. All the floors, swag, we surf. I was like, y'all was swag surfing at the Fernbank Museum? Jesus Christ. I want to hear, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's gonna be lit. Anything y'all want to add before we get up out of here?
So welcome to
I'm good.
All right, Brittany, any last thoughts before we bounce? Before we bankhead bounce?
No.
Dana Dog, any last words before we get up out of here?
No.
All right, well, as we do every week in our wonderful game of Uno that we invite you guys to, I want to say skip you, reverse you, draw 2, draw 2, draw 2, draw 2, draw 4, Uno. The color is red. We out.